Hi kids, my name is Miss Simone, and today we're going to be talking about invasive species. Does anyone want to guess what an invasive species is? That's right! An invasive species is an animal that grows up in one part of the world where it's in balance with nature there, and then gets moved somewhere else where it has no natural predators, and it can do a lot of damage. Now, why do you think I'm wearing this very stylish feather boa? No, not because it's stylish, although it is, but a boa is a type of snake. And I want to talk about another kind of snake, the Burmese python. Does anyone want to guess where the Burmese python is from? Well, there's a lot of them in Florida, but it is originally from the Southeast Asia area, over here and along Indonesia, where it grew up. But now, it's been in the news lately because they caught a really, really big one in Florida with 87 eggs inside of it. That's a lot. Over here in Florida, there's natural wetlands called the Everglades, and that's where the American alligator lives, along with a lot of other native species. Now, let's figure out how the Burmese python got all the way from over here to over here. Anyone want to guess? It's a little too far for it to swim. About 30 or 40 years ago, Burmese pythons began to be imported into the United States as pets because when they were small, they're really little and they have a really nice coloring system. Like they're brown and yellow and they're really pretty, and people thought they would make great pets because they're kind of docile, which means they're not very angry and they're kind of sweet. The problem is that the Burmese python is the 6th largest snake in the world. Do you guys want to guess how big they can get to be? 10, 15, 20, 50, 100? No, not that big. But the largest Burmese python ever caught was almost 20 feet long, which is about the length of this room. So that's pretty big. On average, they're about 12 feet long, which is probably the height of, say, your bedroom at home. Now, do you think you could take care of a 20-foot snake at home? You might want to, but that doesn't necessarily mean you probably can't, because you'd have to feed it a lot, so they'd be pretty expensive. Now, if you bought a tiny little snake, you could probably think you can take care of it. Maybe feed a few mice or rats every once in a while. Problem is, like I said, with the Burmese python, it gets to be pretty big. So people would buy them little in pet shops, but then they would grow and grow and grow until they got to be really big and people couldn't take care of them anymore. So they did what they thought was best and let them go into the wild. Now, in most parts of the country, they wouldn't survive, but because there's because of the wetlands in Florida, they were able to get comfortable there and multiply. So there's hundreds of thousands of Burmese pythons in the Florida Everglades now. Now, why could that be problematic? Right, like I mentioned earlier, they don't have natural predators, so they grow a lot, and they multiply, and there's lots of them. And now they're competing for food with our native species, like the alligator, and other predators of the area. And the sightings of natural mammals like rabbits and raccoons on the roadsides in Florida have gone down almost 100%. 99% reduction in the sighting of local mammals. Now that's a problem because we're going to be losing a lot of our native species, and then the python will be competing with other native species for food that are now dwindling in number. So what did we learn from this? No, snakes aren't bad, but we have to learn to be protective, proper pet owners and not release wild animals into new areas without knowing what's going to happen. Does anybody have any questions? Well, it was fun meeting with you.